Imagine a situation where the cure for one lethal condition is the very thing that triggers another.
Yeah.
A kind of medical catch-22 that sounds like it's from a movie script.
hmm
But for the person at the center of our deep dive today, this isn't fiction. This is just reality.
It's a terrifying reality. We're looking at the case of Jessie S. The source material we have is it's heavy. We've got MRI and CT logs from 2024 right through late 2025.
Right.
We also have these very detailed tricks about vascular risks. And then completely contrasting all that cold data, there's a stack of handwritten personal letters.
And that's what we need to unpack, this double-bind diagnosis, this clash between the brain and the circulatory system.
Mm-hmm.
But what really stood out to me was the philosophy Jessie developed while facing it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with the biology. What is the actual conflict here?
Well, it's a clash between the blood and the brain. First, Jessie has a deep vein thrombosis, a DVT.
Okay.
It's in the left popliteal vein, so that's behind the knee, and it appeared without any clear cause.
And the standard treatment for that is pretty straightforward.
It is. You treat it with high-dose anticoagulants, blood thinners, like Xarelto.
Okay, stop there for a second. Why is that non-negotiable? Why is the blood thinner so critical for a DVT?
Because without it, that clot is it's unstable. It can break off, travel up to the lungs, and cause a pulmonary embolism.
And that's it.
That's it. It blocks your oxygen supply. It's often fatal within minutes, so you have to thin the blood.
Got it. Treat the leg to save the lungs. But Jessie's chart has this massive, massive red flag that makes that simple treatment impossible.
Exactly. Jessie also has a fusiform mid-basilar artery aneurysm deep in the brainstem.
I saw that word in the notes, fusiform. What does that actually look like compared to a normal aneurysm?
So think of a normal aneurysm like a little bubble on the side of a tire, a little berry you can sometimes clip off.
Right.
A fusiform aneurysm is totally different. Imagine the tire itself is swelling up, bulging on all sides. The entire artery wall is ballooning outward.
Like a snake that swallowed something.
That's a great way to put it. And the logs show it's dissecting, which means the layers of the artery wall are literally tearing apart.
So you have a tearing artery in the most critical part of the brain, and you're supposed to take blood thinners.
And that is the lethal dilemma.
Me.
You treat the clot with thinners, and you stop the blood from being able to clot at the aneurysm. You turn that tear in the brain into a ticking time bomb.
So if it ruptures,
If it ruptures on anticoagulants, the body has no way to stop the bleeding. The mortality rate is nearly 100%. It's an uncontrollable hemorrhage in the part of the brain that keeps you alive.
but if you stop the thinners to save the brain, the clot in the leg travels to your lungs and kills you.
Precisely. It's a tightrope walk over a canyon. And looking at the imaging from late 2025, the wind really started to pick up.
The aneurysm grew.
It grew 0.4 millimeters in just 2 weeks.
To a lot of us, 0.4 millimeters sounds like nothing. It's tiny. Why was that such a huge alarm bell in the medical logs?
Because context is everything. In the brainstem, there is no extra room. Space is measured in microns. So a growth of 0.4 millimeters in 2 weeks, that's a signal of major instability.
The wall is failing.
It's failing fast. You can't just wait and see anymore. It forced this incredibly difficult decision to pursue high-risk surgery with a neurosurgeon, a Dr. Zachary.
It's an impossible gamble. But this is where the source material
Yeah.
it shifts completely. We're not just looking at a chart. We have Jessie's voice in these letters.
And the mental clarity is startling. Usually, this level of trauma, it leads to panic.
Right. But the letters, they describe a life filled with belly laughs, planting seeds, and renovating furniture. Just such grounded human things.
And then there's this section on final wishes.
Yeah.
It's how Jessie deals with the idea of guilt. There's this explicit instruction to the family, absolving them of any guilt over the outcome. Jessie writes, and I'm quoting here, "You don't owe me perfection."
Wow. That
Yeah.
is, what a heavy burden to lift off of someone's shoulders in that moment.
It is. It prioritizes connection over control, compassion over being right, and it extends to life support, too.
What does it say?
The directive is clear. If there is no quality of life, you prioritize dignity. Don't just keep the machines running to keep a heart beating. The phrase used is, treat me like a person, not a problem.
So it changes the whole narrative of the surgery. Jessie isn't a victim being wheeled into an operating room. This is an active choice.
That's the bravery of it.
Yeah, it's a gamble for a real future, not just waiting for the inevitable rupture.
Exactly. It's accepting that death is on the table, but still fighting for a life that actually involves, planting seeds.
So what's the final thought for us listening to this safely from a distance? Jessie left this definition of a meaningful life that it really stuck with me.
It really does. If my life meant anything, let it be permission for you to choose joy when it shows up.
Permission to choose joy.
It's such a powerful idea.
I mean, here is someone facing a storm that would break most people. And the focus is on giving us permission to be happy. So the question to ask yourself is, do you have that clarity today? Or are you waiting for a crisis to give you that permission?
Thanks for listening.